Hi, today we're going to look at a strategy to have students think about the same idea that might appear in two different texts or even more. So for this is 7th grade, it's for the selfies, so it's 7.7a is something we're going to be looking at. Used to be figure 19F, but now it's something else. So I've got From Piecing Me Together by Renee Watson up here, and then some good space. And then I've got our informational article, How the Need to Belong Influences Human Behavior and Motivation. So the kids will already have read those, summarized them, established meaning with those. Sorry, you get a sweet view of my office. I needed my expo marker. So what you do is, this is for modeling. Eventually you would have the kids do it, but you pick an idea that you feel like appeared in both texts. And we've determined theme for Piecing Me Together, and we've also figured out main ideas for how the need to belong influences human behavior. So I'm going to say that one thing that I know appears in both texts is that the need to belong influences behavior. So I'm going to write that up here. Sorry, I'm writing and holding the phone at the same time. And so hopefully in your instruction earlier, you talked to the kids about what influences mean, that it could change behavior. And most of this article is about that. And when we annotated the text, we talked about how kids might change their dress or mannerisms, that they compare themselves to other members in a group, and then after they make those comparisons, they might kind of do the same behaviors and adopt the same attitudes as members of the group so that they fit in. So we can identify that text evidence, and we want the kids to actually physically connect it with a line. And so you could have butcher paper if you don't have enough whiteboard space for each pair or group to have their own space, but we're identifying our text evidence and tying it to the actual idea. And then we're going to go through Piecing Me Together, again, which they would have already read. So it shouldn't take, well, I say that, it probably will take a long time anyway, but we want to find some indication that Jade is changing her behavior or thinking about how she fits in with the group. And so one piece of text evidence that we talked about in this one is she's figuring out her clothes. She's worried about what she's going to look like at school, and we talked about how it does matter what you look like on the outside, and she wants to say that she doesn't care, but she actually does, because if she didn't care, she wouldn't be spending so much time picking out her clothes. And so for each theme or main idea, you can just put it up there in a different color and have the kids highlight their text evidence and connect it, and that helps them understand how to connect text evidence to an idea, which is what all of those inference star questions ask them to do. And practicing that with finding the connections within two texts is something that they tend to need a lot of support on. So this is a fun way to do it, and it also gives you a very clear way to check for understanding, because all of their text evidence and all of their thinking is laid out there for you. So it's a really fun strategy. It just requires you to either clear out your whiteboard space and have them document their thinking like that, or they can do it on butcher paper if you have that. And I usually steal it from the library. That's where they keep it on most campuses. So I hope that helps. Thanks.